The weather and what it's going to mean for Christmas and traveling there. It looks like it is going to be wet. Rainstorms on both coasts and snow in the middle of the country could create some major delays at airports on one of the busiest travel days of the year. Joining us with some Christmas travel tips, Gary Leff. He's the writer of theviewfromthewing.com. He has a blog and the co-founder of MilePoint Frequent Flyer Community. Hi there. Okay, so if you're facing cancellations ahead of traveling, but you need to get to your destination as soon as possible, what's your best advice?
Hi there, Heather. So first of all, I want you to take that Christmas Tupperware and make sure that it's packed with food. Just make sure that it's not packed with liquids or you won't get through security. Now, we know that travel is going to be up year over year, and we've, watching Fox earlier, I saw that weather up and down the East Coast, down from Florida up into the Northeast, may not be the best. So we want to be really prepared for this holiday travel season. I've got basically three pieces of advice for folks. I want everyone to be aware, to be nice, and be persistent. By being aware, know where your flight is coming from. Don't just know the weather, where you're starting from and where you're going to, but the weather where your aircraft started. So
well,
check
how do you even
website
know that, where your plane is coming from?
Well, I mean, I like the website flightaware.com. That'll often show that United and American flights for sure. American's website, when you check on the flight status, you can see where the aircraft was coming from. And so you can predict delays before they even post them. And so you're aware of what to expect. And I think that's the first thing, is to be really prepared.
So do you suggest that people, if they need to rebook their flights, if they do it online, over the phone, or they do it in person, what's the best bet for that?
Well, the best bet is to take an all of the above approach, because lines can be really long, phone wait times can be really long, and there's a whole bunch of people that can help you along the way. I usually pull out my phone first and start dialing. There may be a long hold time, but before I get to someone else in line, they may be able to help. You can get help online sometimes. The technology isn't always the best for getting rebooked, but if you're offered an option, that's fantastic. If it's not an option that you want to be persistent. So at the airport, there's the check-in counter, there's the gate, there may be an airport lounge that you can go to if you're a member especially, but then there's also customer service, and each one of those is an opportunity for someone to help you for shorter lines, but also if the first person isn't that helpful or doesn't give you the option that you want,
well, yeah,
you can basically go to someone else.
Yeah, okay. And John had an interesting piece of advice, because he's a frequent traveler over here, and that is that you can pay to get one of those daily memberships to those clubs, and that they have sometimes some of the best people from the airlines who can get you maybe the seat that you want, or a place on a flight that you need?
There are, even if you're not a member and you don't otherwise have access, many credit cards do give access to club lounges, but you can buy day passes. They're not going to be inexpensive, usually $50. Some of them will allow you to take in a guest at the same price, or allow you to access multiple clubs at different airports throughout the day. And the agents there with most airlines, other than Alaska Airlines, where they're not allowed to work on your reservation, most of the airlines will be able to give you reservations assistance with shorter lines, a calmer atmosphere, and often friendlier, more helpful agents.
I love that idea. If you've got an extra $50 just lying around. You say that it is not too late even now to use miles. I thought all the airlines were cramming their seats and just filling them out, but I would think that there wouldn't be any spots left for miles.
Well, you're going to have to be very, very flexible and actually, think very carefully about where you're going to go. But last minute is when airlines know that there are a few flights that aren't going to sell out, and it's precisely the seats that otherwise go out empty that are made available on points at the lowest prices. So if you're willing to travel at off times, the early flights, the late flights, or say even on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, or New Year's Day, there will be some flights available. Often people think that you have to book a year in advance to get mileage seats. And it's true, there can be some available at that time, but truly last minute, if you can, really wait and see what's just open, oftentimes that can be the best. Now, the holiday season, most flights are packed, but there will be a few that are empty. Consider premium cabin travel, especially internationally. When business travelers aren't traveling, it's those seats that are normally taken up by the business travelers that can be easiest to get on points.
Got it. Gary Leff, thanks so much. Happy holidays to you and happy traveling. Hope it's smooth. It's always stressful.
And to you, Heather, thank you very much.
All right.